Hey guys, hope you're doing well. In this video, we're comparing the two most popular mid-range devices of 2020, the Galaxy M31 and the Redmi Note 9 Pro. These devices are available for almost the same price for the 6GB RAM and 128GB version in almost all the regions. I will also be keeping scores at the end of each round so that you guys don't get confused. So let's dive right in after the short message from our sponsor, Dr.Fone. If you've forgotten the passcode to your Android device, worry not. Dr.Fone can fix it all for you within a matter of 5 minutes. It can bypass 4 types of screen lock types: pattern, PIN, password, and fingerprints. It does not require any technical knowledge, as you can simply click through a few operations to unlock your device. And the best thing is, if you own an LG or Samsung device, you can simply unlock via the standard mode that does the job without any data loss. If you own an Android device other than Samsung or LG, you can bypass the passcode too, but that will remove your data. Either way, you'll be able to unlock your device without much hassle. I will provide further information in the link given in the description. Straight off, I don't think it'll be difficult to decide which one of these phones has the better design. The Note 9 Pro with its glass back and unique look steals the show instantaneously. Not only it looks good, but it feels premium on the hands too. On the other side, the Galaxy M31 has a generic-looking design with plastic material all over it. In Samsung's defense, it is lighter and more ergonomic on the hands as compared to the Note 9 Pro. However, you cannot deny the fact that the Note 9 Pro is a much better looking device, and there's also a trendier punch hole cutout on the front of it. Moreover, the Note 9 Pro has Gorilla Glass 5 protection on the front and back, whereas you get an older Gorilla Glass 3 protection on the M31. That too just on the front. Hence, the Note 9 Pro opens the scoring by winning in our design and build aspect. Display-wise, the Galaxy M31 features a 6.4 inches Super AMOLED display, while the Note 9 Pro has a bigger 6.67 inches IPS LCD display. Both these panels are regular 60Hz ones. Quality-wise, I prefer the colors and contrast on the Galaxy M31. And with the AMOLED nature of the display, one can take advantage of features like always on display, and even dark mode looks pleasing on it. However, it's worth mentioning that the Note 9 Pro's display is a good one too, hence becoming a very close second. And since it is bigger of the two, one might prefer it for gaming and media consumption as well. But if I had to pick one, it would certainly be the M31. This means that both phones have scored 1 point each. Talking of performance, the Note 9 Pro comes bearing the 8nm based Snapdragon 720G, while the M31 features the Exynos 9611 that is based on a 10nm architecture. And it's not just the fabrication that makes the 720G a superior offering, but benchmarks advocate for the cause as well. Here it is clear that the Exynos 9611 lags behind by quite a margin. But benchmarks never reflect the true real-life story. So I performed a multitasking test with 12 light, medium, and heavy apps. Here the Note 9 Pro did it faster by 10 seconds. The M31 was very close though. And during multitasking, I felt the Note 9 Pro being smoother than the M31. And even while navigating through the UI, the Note 9 Pro feels swift. However, normal tasks like web browsing and using social media are smooth on both. I have never felt any problem in any of these devices. But it's gaming where you'll feel the real difference between these two phones. Here, the Note 9 Pro's Adreno 618 GPU is much better performer than the aging Mali G72 of the M31. Pushing the graphics and frame rates to the maximum on top-tier games like Call of Duty and PUBG, the Snapdragon 720G resulted in just slightly laggy gameplay, while the M31 broke down quite a few times on that setting. For the M31, the best settings for PUBG gameplay is smooth graphics coupled with HD graphics. For the Note 9 Pro, you can go higher at balanced graphics and ultra frame rates to get the most out of the gameplay. Gaming aside, even rendering videos on the Note 9 Pro is much faster. Rendering 1080p videos at 720p is 2 times faster, clearly indicating the superiority of the Note 9 Pro. So without any doubt, this round goes to the Note 9 Pro, which adds another point for it, making it take the lead. Moving on to the software, both phones run on Android 10 out of the box. And as we know, the Redmi Note 9 Pro has the MIUI 11 skin on top, while the One UI 2.0 is what we get on the Galaxy M31. For me, Samsung's One UI is better choice among the two, be it in looks or functionality. I love how clean and minimalistic it is, while the Redmi Note 9 Pro's MIUI is a relatively heavy skin. Yes, MIUI 12 is on the way on the Redmi Note 9 Pro, but considering the core nature of the UIs, Samsung's One UI is more user-friendly in my opinion. And the best part of Samsung's UI is that you don't have a problem with ads here. So this round goes in the favor of the Galaxy M31. With this, both these phones have gathered equal points, making this comparison competitive and interesting. Now it's time to compare the back cameras. The Note 9 Pro has a 48-megapixel Samsung GM2 as its primary sensor, while the M31 has a 64-megapixel Samsung GW1 sensor. Similarly, other sensors include an 8-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens on the M31, followed by a 5-megapixel depth and 5-megapixel macro lens. Likewise, there is an 8-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens on the Note 9 Pro, along with a 2-megapixel depth sensor and a 5-megapixel macro lens. However, I'm not going to judge the cameras on the basis of their megapixel count or which sensor they use, because you know that computational photography is equally important as the core camera sensor itself. So let's get done with the macro lens first. If you are a macro photography enthusiast, you will know that these lenses do not do justice to macro photography. Some images do come out nice if you are in a well-lit environment, otherwise you will get low-detailed and grainy images from both these phones, and mostly the macro images on both are a hit or a miss. As for the primary images, pictures from the Note 9 Pro have slightly better details and sharpness, but the M31 has better and near to natural colors. Images from the Note 9 Pro have that extra saturation, which makes them look a bit unnatural, especially when you're clicking pictures of greenery and landscapes. HDR in primary images is good from both the phones. So primary camera-wise, I don't have a personal favorite because colors are highly a matter of personal preference, and both phones do well in other aspects. But where the M31 shines is the wide-angle shots, as they are wider and better looking on it. Dynamic range is better, and even colors look pleasing in the images from the M31. Similarly, the portrait images are better on the M31 as well. Although the skin tone of the subjects look pleasing on the Note 9 Pro, but overall the pictures look livelier on the M31. Edge detection though is poor on both. But because Samsung optimizes the background well, I prefer the M31 for portraits. Now, talking about nighttime images, well, both of these are budget phones, so I did not have so much of an expectation from both of them. And unsurprisingly, normal nighttime pictures are grainy on both. However, I got slightly better detailed images from the night mode of the Note 9 Pro. So for the back cameras, I would go for the Galaxy M31 as it is better in a variety of photography aspects and takes the lead in this round, which makes it ahead in this competition for the first time. For the front cameras, you get a 32-megapixel sensor on the M31, while there's a 16-megapixel one on the Note 9 Pro. Talking about the pictures, the M31 has a warmer tone in selfies, while the Note 9 Pro has a comparatively cooler tone. Now, color, as I said earlier, is a matter of preference, so it will not be fair to judge on that basis. However, if you look at the background in both normal and portrait selfies, you will find the M31 maintaining exposure better. Similarly, some images on the Note 9 Pro appear pale. So because the M31 better tries to balance the selfies, it's only fair to give credit to its selfie camera. So this means that the Galaxy M31 is 2 points ahead of the Note 9 Pro. But Xiaomi fans, worry not, because there are plenty of other aspects for the Note 9 Pro to make a comeback. Okay, about the videos, you can go up to 4K 30 FPS on both these devices, but videos in 4K resolution are not stabilized. In both the phones, 1080p 30fps videos are better stabilized, among which the Note 9 Pro's videos have even better stabilization as M31's videos come out slightly wobbly. Quality and color-wise, both look equally good though. So for slightly better stabilization and Note 9 Pro's ability to take 1080p 60fps videos as well, I would give a point to the Note 9 Pro in this aspect. Now let's talk about the battery life on both these phones. The M31 has a 6000 mAh battery, while the Note 9 Pro features a 5020 mAh cell. And just by looking at the battery sizes, one might think that the Galaxy M31 gives you better endurance. But in reality, the difference is quite marginal. This is because you get very good energy efficiency from the 8nm based Snapdragon chipset that's there on the Note 9 Pro. So both these phones provide excellent battery life with more than a day of usage, even while using both of them intensively. The only thing is that the M31, with its AMOLED display and better optimized dark mode, can enhance the battery life better, hence providing slightly better endurance. Charging-wise, the Note 9 Pro comes with an 18-watt charger out of the box. The Galaxy M31, on the other hand, features a 15-watt charger. On my charging test, the M31 went from 0 to 100% in around 2 hours and 30 minutes, while the Note 9 Pro got fully charged in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Evidently, the charging speed did not vary so much considering the battery size. So I will give a point to the M31 for having a slightly bigger battery size and better endurance than the Note 9 Pro. About the audio quality, both these phones have single-firing bottom speakers, and on my test, I found the Galaxy M31 speaker to be comparatively better than the Redmi Note 9 Pro's. It is slightly louder and has an overall balanced output. Here is a sample for your reference so that you can judge for yourself too. Even the output from the headphone jack is superior on the M31, with it producing pleasing and louder sound. With this, the M31 extends its lead again, so the score now is M31 at 6 and the Note 9 Pro at 3. For security, you get a rear-facing fingerprint sensor on the M31, while the sensor on the Note 9 Pro is on the side. Both sensors are fast and accurate in use. But I have to mention that I like the side-mounted implementation better because it looks more modern and usability-wise too, it feels easier. Likewise, you get a face unlock feature in both of them as well, which are done by the front-facing camera. Both phones have pretty fast performance, so security-wise, it's a tie. A look at the scoreboard reveals that the M31 is still leading with 7 points, while the Note 9 Pro is behind at 4. Moving on, the Note 9 Pro gives you a little bit extra with an IR blaster that comes really handy while controlling your TV or AC. Plus, it has a notification LED that can be very useful at times. So with this, the Note 9 Pro gets an extra point because it has a bunch of extra features that the M31 simply does not. So the final score goes to the favor of the M31, gathering 7 points, while the Note 9 Pro falls behind with 5 points. This means that technically the M31 is a better overall value. But as fair as I think this comparison was, I cannot help but tell that these phones are meant for totally different audiences. The Note 9 Pro is a more performance-centric product with a great design, while the M31 is best suited for someone who's more into multimedia consumption. In the end, it's all about what you prefer. If slightly better cameras, a better enduring battery, and solid display are what you look in a smartphone, then you cannot go wrong with the M31. But if stellar performance with decent cameras, display, and battery life is what you look for a smartphone, then you should definitely lean upon the Note 9 Pro. So that was our comparison of the Samsung Galaxy M31 and the Redmi Note 9 Pro. What comparison do you want to watch next on our channel? Do let us know in the comments below, and also do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified each time we upload an awesome new video. Till then, I'm Pratima and thank you so much for watching.